Inkscape is one of the best free tools on the market. It's completely free, it's ad free, and I really like this thing called the calligraphy tool inside of it. So in this video, I'm going to walk through a couple tips and tricks about the calligraphy tool that you may run into, especially if you're new and you're not sure, because this can be a bit overwhelming. You see these massive window, menu items, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I'm just going to click on the calligraphy tool, and you'll see that there's sliders at the top. So I've just determined these at random. So I've got thinning is 4, angle is 69, fixation 43, caps, and I'm just going to draw just a nice easy stroke here. Okay, so it looks like a handwritten pen or felt tip marker, and this is an actual vector file. So I can actually edit this. I can actually export it as a PNG if I wanted, or all sorts of different file formats. But in this video, I'm just going to walk through a couple tips and tricks here about the stroke and the fill. So down on the lower left, it's really hidden. Down on the lower left, there's a fill button and a stroke button. And what this means, the fill button, I'm just going to click on that. This little fill window opens up, and there's a number of things you can do. Now, fill just means how it's actually filled inside. So there's some default settings. So I can click on these, and this gives me a gradient fill, which is nice. Gives me a gradient fill here. Gives me a different gradient fill, and you can scroll through the different fills, and these are like defaults, right? It's kind of nice. You can even say no fill at all. So just make sure to have something selected if you want to see it. Another thing that's really easy to do is you can change the color of your calligraphy stroke down at the bottom. There's a massive color palette here. So you need to click on it and then click the color. So what happens sometimes is that you'll be working off in something else, and then you'll click like the color, and you're like, why isn't it changing? You have to click the actual object, and then you can change the color of the object. Very easy to do. You're just basically creating a different fill inside of that object. You don't need to use the fill menu in order to do it, but if you're wondering, like if you click something down here and all of a sudden the fill changes, you can easily change it back just by going to the color palette down at the bottom, and at the very left hand side there's just black, and you can just change it back to black or whatever color you were working in. Another thing that's nice is there's a blur and an opacity slider right at the bottom of this panel. So I've got my calligraphy stroke clicked, and I can increase the blur significantly. So if you wanted to have a blurry item, but still have it be an SVG file or a vector file, then that's an option as well. You can also change the opacity. The slider is really easy as well, and you can make it a little more see-through. So if you're working in layers, this can be really helpful. You can do some really nice modifications to these. You don't just have to have the default be black. You can change things around. There's even a blend normal here, very similar to in Photoshop. There's a multiply, screen, darken. And so this would be useful if you're working in different layers as well. One of the things that I really like to use as well is called stroke. And underneath the fill down at the bottom, you'll see there's a stroke, and you'll see it's blue, but you'll notice there's no blue in my design. And the reason for that, when I go into stroke style, so at the top, you'll see there's the fill, and then there's the style. I've just got my stroke style set to 0, so you can't see any blue stroke. To actually change the color of a stroke is pretty easy. So I'm going to go in and just draw a line here. And then you'll see, it came up with really dark color inside and then a green stroke on the outside. So that may not be what you want. Sometimes we get, we click the wrong button or something. So you can see here at the bottom, there's the fill, and then there's the stroke color. So if we wanted to make the inside color, the fill color, that's like really easy to do. You just scroll along this color wheel, and you can just change it to any color you want. So let's say we wanted a blue, there it's a blue. If we wanted a purple, now it's a purple. If we scroll to the beginning and there's a red, there's a red. So the inside color is really easy. It's just down at the bottom, but changing the stroke can be a little more difficult. So I'm going to click on the green button on the bottom left-hand side, which is stroke. And that's actually going to open up this panel on the right-hand side, and we can see there's a fill option, and then there's a stroke style option. So if you don't want the stroke at all, just remove the width and just move it down to 0. Now the stroke is completely gone. You'll never see it again. And it doesn't matter what this color is down at the bottom left because you can't see it. You've just turned off the visibility. If you do want some stroke though, you can change it. You can make it even like really huge. See how big I can make it there? But obviously I don't want it that big. So I'm just going to go and just type in like 2, for example. So you can see there's some green on the outside of this little road that I've drawn. I can change how it looks as well with some styles. So I can make it look sort of like chopped up. I can even make it look like little tiny dashes. I just need to select the item here. There we go, select the item, and then you just go into dashes, and it'll change it to dashes. So you can really monkey around with the way it looks. And this is all like one big thing that you can now modify. You can stretch it, you can shrink it, you can export it. So that's kind of nice. It's like one big piece of graphic that you can use. It's also individual nodes as well. You can edit them individually if you wanted. Now, if we want to change the color of the stroke, I'm just going to go back and just make this the original line. If we want to change the color from green to, let's say, black, go into stroke paint right next to it. And what that'll do is give me a couple different options. Now I can do different gradients. That's an option. So you'll see as I click through the gradients, I've got different gradients that come up. But if I just want to make it black, then I just need to change the color here. I can do the color here. I can make the color change on the HSL panel, HSV panel, CMYK panel. The wheel, I can use the wheel. The wheel is probably my favorite one because you can just whip around this wheel and just make it all black right there. Instant. You can make it like any color you want just by moving around this wheel. The color wheel is like so awesome. So that's what I use. But again, I don't want to say these other options aren't any good. It's just I don't use these quite as often. And then there's these different sliders as well. There's so many different options. I use the wheel the most because then I can just go in and just make it whatever color I want. I could make it white as well if I wanted. You can't see it because the background's white. But if you want to change the background, you just go to File, Document Properties. And then you just scroll down to the very bottom and it says Background, Checkerboard Background. So now we're working in a checkerboard background. And we can see when I zoom in that there's white on the stroke. So I can change the color to anything I want just by changing inside that color triangle. It's very cool. You just point the triangle around the circle and then you can just move inside of the triangle, make it lighter, darker, that sort of thing. It's a very cool option.